What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back for another Walking Dead video for the ones who live. We got some preview pictures for the next episode for the episode What We. They're really just a lot of Rick and Michonne pictures, so this really kind of indicates, I believe this next episode is going to be focused around Rick and Michonne, and I really think it's going to be about Michonne trying to get Rick to remember who he was, to get him to understand that they can still formulate some sort of plan to get back home. They can make things right, they can deal with Jadis, they can do what they need to do to get back home and put all of this behind them. But I think it's going to be a little bit more complicated than that. But before we jump into the video, if you like this type of content, please remember to subscribe and turn on notifications so you get all my Walking Dead updates. I'm updating almost daily at this point. But with that out of the way, let's jump into the video. This first picture, as will be with all of these pictures, we got this first picture of Rick. It looks like this is after they first get into whatever building they are in. I think this is kind of been determined. It's maybe a serum facility in the Cascades. I know I was saying Catskills in the last one, but I think I just had the wrong region. And this one, Rick's clearly wet, so they just got out of wherever they were. And the running theory is because they were flying so low because of a storm, this is how they survived Michonne pulling Rick out of that helicopter. So this kind of puts that to bed, and I'm pretty sure that's really the only logical thing that we could go with. We have Michonne here still clearly very pissed with Rick and the way he's been acting and trying to push her away. She's still in her Cassini uniform that was assigned to her as they went out on this little mission. From the trailer too, we got Michonne saying we needed a timeout. So I really think Michonne's going to try to get him to understand that there is a way out. We just need to figure out what that is. We need to figure out what we need to do to deal with Jadis and whatever information she has, if any. Could be a complete bluff on her end. But moving on to, we have another picture of Rick just with a stern look on his face, just maybe not hearing something he wants to hear, or just he said something that he believes Michonne needs to hear herself. Then moving on to the next one, just Rick with another look on his face like he's trying to understand. Maybe he's even getting a little bit teary-eyed about the situation, and he's really trying to put his emotions on the back burner because he knows that he can't do what he needs to do, or he believes he can't anyways. He's gotten to this point in the CRM where he's beaten down so badly and he just doesn't believe that he can get out, and he's just trying to get Michonne to accept that. But we all know Michonne is just as hard-headed as he is, so she's not going to go down without a fight, and she's not going to give up on him. Then we get Rick here, still in his uniform, and has more of a, I don't know, kind of like what did you just say type of look on his face, or maybe just an emotional moment between them in their conversation. Then we move on to the next one. Michonne has gotten out of her Cassini outfits, and she's in just some random clothes that have probably been found around whatever facility this is. And they're just, I think the whole episode, or at least the big bulk of it anyways, is going to be them having this conversation, trying to come to an agreement or come to an understanding that there is a way out. They just need to figure out what that way is, or who they need to take out, or maybe it's going to be an extended plan where it's going to take time to get this accomplished. Then you got Rick here. He's almost got this look on his face like he just found something out. So I wonder if in this episode Michonne's going to go into detail about what's happened all the years that he's been gone, maybe even tell him about RJ to kind of give him some motivation to want to get out. But then again, I feel like she wouldn't go this deep because she doesn't want to mess with his headspace. She doesn't want him to do something, make an emotional decision that could possibly get one or both of them killed, or just in any way jeopardize their chances of getting out. So I'm really not sure what this moment indicates, but it could be just an emotional moment. The next one, Michonne's got kind of this, I would say, understanding look on her face, like she's really just trying to get him to connect with her maybe, and really try to rediscover their relationship after they've been apart for so long. And obviously you got Rick in this headspace where he doesn't really have faith anymore that he can get out or that he can get back home to his family. But maybe this is a moment where Michonne kind of explains to him that it is still possible because it's them. They can do anything, as has the tagline for this particular series been, is that Michonne and Rick can do anything together. Then we got what is obviously the next morning, and they're still going on with this conversation. I really believe we won't see too many people outside of these two characters in this episode, because this is the episode that Danai Gurira wrote. This is her episode. She was completely the creative team behind this episode. Every decision went through her, And from all the early reviews and things that I've heard, this is going to be an amazing episode. Like, people are praising it for how good it is. So I can't wait to see what it's really going to be all about. Because here we got Michonne. She's in this different outfit. It's the next morning. And I want to say in the trailer, or maybe some other piece of footage, we see that they encounter walkers, or walkers are coming towards them in this particular room, and Michonne just kind of standing at the ready. And we saw in a couple other shots where she is armed with that kitchen knife that she had. So is she kind of putting herself in a position to take out all these walkers, or whatever the situation is? Because we saw in the trailer and also other bits that this is where Rick is running up that hallway, and it's the same hallway that Michonne had walked up previously. So I feel like he's trying to go after her to stop her from doing something stupid, maybe. Because this is that scene, actually. I believe this is where Michonne's walking up that hallway, and she's just got kind of this blank expression on her face, like she's accepted something, or maybe she's lost hope. Maybe they've sat there and fought and talked all night, and just she's in this place where she's like, fuck it, I give up. But I want to believe they wouldn't go that route. It would kind of be out of character for her, because we already kind of saw her give up in her episode when she was still trying to find Rick, and then the Believe a Little Bit Longer thing came along, and then Nat kind of inspired her in a sense to go on. So I really think we're going to have some emotion with this episode, back and forth between Rick and Michonne, where they're maybe getting to a better place, and then, you know, they come to a realization about something else, and just the emotions I think are going to be up and down as far as the conversations that they're going to have. Then we get another picture of Michonne here. She's got almost a, I don't know, maybe a concerned look on her face, or a realization about something, because we saw also in the trailer that they're going to be doing a lot of walker clearing in this building. So I imagine it's just, I feel like the emotions, the thrill is going to be all over the place with this episode. And then next one, we got Michonne. She's kind of got like almost a happy look on her face, like he said something, or he's finally conceding that they can do what they need to get out, or they're formulating a plan, and she's just happy to hear him say it. And then almost kind of the same thing. I think this is part of that same conversation where Rick is kind of coming around again, where he's like, we can do this, we can do anything. And I think that's something that's going to be back and forth between them a lot, and they're going to be negative about it, they're going to be positive about it, and I think that's just going to be a continuing arguing conversation type thing going back and forth. And that is the last picture for this go around, to kind of put more context on, I think, because we saw in the trailer where, yes, I think it's going to be a majority of them through this episode, but we do get that helicopter show up from the CRM, so I don't know if they are led there from the distress beacon, or they just track them down, or whatever the case may be. But I think the bulk of the episode is going to be really focused around them and getting the relationship back on track. And then we're going to possibly see some interference from the CRM. I want to believe that this is them making their plans to get out of the CRM. But it was revealed at the end of the last episode that Thorne told Rick that you're getting the echelon briefing. You're going to get promoted. And with this echelon briefing, we saw a bit from the trailer where I think Rick's actually going to be in that meeting, because we had that scene where Major General Beale says this is where everything changes, or it's going to change everything, or somewhere along those lines. So I think he actually takes that meeting, he goes back to the CRM. So this is where it kind of gets me to believe that this may be a 6-episode limited run just of the series, not of the characters. I think we're going to see the characters, Rick and Michonne, go on in to either other spin-offs, or they're going to actually bring that crossover series that's been rumored, that Gimple kind of hinted about, that's where everything's going to kind of culminate. That's where everything's going to come together. We're going to get our reunions that we want. So yes, I think The Ones Who Live is limited, but the characters will go on through other spin-offs, or through other connections, through, you know, different series plans. But anyways, guys, that is my pictures for episode 4. We may get more before the week is over, I'm not sure. But if you enjoyed my ramblings, you enjoyed my theories and thoughts about it, please be sure to leave a like, leave a comment, and of course, subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. Help me make that push to 1,000 subscribers. I'm inching towards it every day, and I could not be more appreciative. But until next time, guys, take care. Bye.